Hi class, I wanted to give you just a few tips on some things that students sometimes need help with. One of them is removing the background. And the where you find that is you go under your site design, right? So you would come down to page background and choose color and then white. So that removes it. Now you want to come down to apply other pages because you may have it on other pages and you want to remove it. Okay, so now we don't have it on these other pages. Okay, so that's one thing that students often do. The other thing is sometimes they need to connect pages. Maybe they don't complete a page, and what they're trying to do really is put all the content on the home page, a scrolling page. So essentially what they've done is they've chosen a site that has some sections and they've filled it out. But their navigation doesn't link to that because their navigation, their template has a whole nother page. And so when I go to look at it and I click the navigation menu, it comes up with a template that's just got placeholder text. Whereas down here, maybe on their home page is where they've entered their menu. So the solution for that, either they need to take all of this and remove and copy it over to the menu page and remove it from the home page, or one of the things they can do is go to Pages and Menu, and first and foremost, delete these. Okay, just scroll over the actions, the gear, and delete them. Okay, and that will get rid of many of the things that are in your way that you don't need. If you're creating a food truck, for example, it doesn't have a restaurant, so we don't need to have reservations or anything like that. But if you have, let's say you have content here, we'll put some content there so that you can see it. We'll pretend that, let's see. That's really not the best shape, is it? Okay. Let's do that. Let's have this here. And now let's say you've got content here. Well, nothing is linking to that, right? So let's say you have text and something like this, maybe, and maybe this is your menu. Of course, your menu is going to have a much longer strip because you have more content and so forth. So maybe this is your menu. Keep everything inside these lines. Anything that is outside will not show up. Okay? So important content stays between this dotted line over there and over here for the boundary. Okay? So one of the things you would have to do, you see, we've added this strip. Let me move this a little bit out of the way. But this isn't going to that. This is going to a separate page. So you're going to go to, because this is on your home page, that strip you've created is on the home page, or maybe it came with the template. You're going to stay in Site Menu, go to the home page, add a menu item, and add an anchor. Your anchor is going to link to your section. And which page? We discussed it's the home page, right? Home page. And what's the title going to be? Well, you may already have a section here that you can link to, but possibly and probably you don't. So to create a new anchor, we're going to go over here, not here, so watch where you're clicking. Come over here and let's call this menu 2. All right. So you can see here, these are anchors. This is named menu 2. What that means is wherever I drag this, that's where it's going to link when I select it up here, which was our anchor. It's our first anchor. We do want to go in and rename it here and rename it. What was it? Menu 2. Of course, you're not really going to name it menu 2, but you don't want to confuse it with this one, and then you can go back and take the 2 off. So now, these anchors are on the home page. We can get rid of these. Okay. So anytime you have a section, you're going to have to add an anchor under your home page if it's a scrolling one page. All right. Delete this. We're going to get rid of that and these as well. And maybe you need to add a page, in which case you're going to come over here. Let's say you need an about page. Wait for it to come up. Choose a very basic one, so you don't have to eliminate images and things like that. Let's see. Okay. Let's choose this one. Let's add that. Okay. So now this is here, and it should link automatically to this, another page. However, if you had this on your home page, if you added a strip, you're going to have to do the same thing with an anchor for that. So what we want to do here is update that for sure. If this, for example, is a strip in your contact, then that has to be removed because that's a page, and we're going to add the strip. Okay, and then it would be under your about page because, right, it's on the about page. So when you came here, you can see this is a page, it doesn't have an anchor. Right? This is not, I do not think that this is to this, but you double check. It does say anchor, but you want to double check that. Yeah, this is different strip. That was the original contact. Okay. All right. So those are things that students sometimes have trouble with. I definitely want you to remember how to save your Get Feedback link. Okay. If you are in web design, you're required to do that so I can see a mobile version. You're just going to go to Site, Get Feedback, and it's going to provide a link for you, and you'll copy that, and that's what you'll post on FSL. You never want to copy the URL from in your editor because that is copy protected and I can't get in. Password protected. Okay, and over here is where we look at your mobile, and usually it just needs some adjusting. So those are some of the pitfalls, the main ones that students run into. All right, and hopefully this is helpful. Anything that you change on your desktop will change automatically on your mobile. Anything you change on your mobile will not change your desktop. All right? All right, everybody. Contact me with any questions whatsoever. Have a great afternoon.